Schönen guten Tag, Sie sind bei James Simmons Englischunterricht und heute geht es um Vorstellungsgespräche. Schönen guten Tag, wir sind heute bei James Simmons Englischunterricht und es geht um Vorstellungsgespräche. Wir warten im Augenblick auf Thomas Groom. Der müsste jeden Augenblick da sein und es geht um einen Job im Musikhaus in Hannover. Und ich werde Ihnen dann ein paar Fragen stellen und hoffentlich wird er die dann richtig und gut beantworten und vielleicht können Sie auch einige Techniken erkennen. Und ja, jetzt warten wir und hoffentlich wird er jeden Moment da sein. Okay, er ist im Augenblick noch nicht da. Okay. Is there anybody else at the moment in the Hangout that might want to ask some questions? No? Okay, well he should be there any moment now. So hopefully it won't be too long. Okay, he's still not there. I'll just see whether I can text him. It's nothing worse than people being late for an interview, of course, but that won't go down very well, I can assure you. Let's see whether he joins us in a moment. Still nothing. Ah, da ist er ja. Hervorragend.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Groom. It appears you're a couple of minutes late, but that's okay. Not to worry. You know why you're here. Did you have a good journey, Mr. Groom?
I did have a good journey, thank you very much. Yep.
Did you find it all right?
Yes, the direction you gave me which you emailed me, were perfectly fine. So, yeah.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you could make it, and I hope that the interview goes all right for you. We will be asking you a few questions from the interview panel. Today it'll actually just be me, but usually you would obviously have more people on an interview panel. So, Mr. Groom, excellent. So let's get started and talk about the music journalist position. Whom do you work for at the moment, Mr. Groom?
At the moment, I work for the BBC online entertainment section, but I kind of mainly cover the international kind of music scene section of that. So,
can you elaborate on that, Mr. Groom?
Oh yes, so there's a different section. So they have the kind of they have the entertainment section. So you have film, and then obviously you have the music. So I'm kind of mainly, I work in a kind of so I'm a kind of journalist for the music section of that. So it's kind of online. So so I do kind of reporting on that. So
okay.
So it's kind of self-involved reporting. So.
Okay, and how long have you worked for the BBC?
I've worked for the BBC for 7 years.
Okay.
And I've been a music journalist for 4 years for the BBC.
Okay, well that was actually going to be my next question. No, that's excellent. Thank you very much. What did you do before the BBC, before you joined the BBC?
Before the BBC, I was I worked as a kind of freelancer. So I was submitting different articles to other kind of different magazines. So for like mainly the NME, and kind of other smaller broadsheet music magazines.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that magazine. What is the NME?
The NME is the New Musical Express. So it's kind of like a weekly.
Of course, yes.
Yes, it's a weekly British music magazine. So it's kind of more. It kind of developed. Well, it's kind of started in the 1950s, and it kind of developed into that idea of kind of gonzo journalism and kind of self-involved reporting and that kind of notion. So.
Sure. Excellent. I noticed that your university course was in media production. Did you do a project in the final year? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, well, for my final project, I wrote a dissertation, and it was all about the Surrealist art movement and how that then influenced British film and British cinema. And I kind of mainly looked at the aspect of British film comedy. So I looked at the idea of the 1950s with the Goons, the Goon Show, and then how that kind of developed into Spike Milligan and then the Monty Python. So, and I just kind of so it's just the idea of how surrealist humor developed, you know, especially British, and how it's kind of developed into kind of surrealism and that idea. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with Monty Python. Excellent. Thank you very much. I guess most Germans are. So
yes.
Very good. But of course, you are in Germany now.
Yes.
Very good. Very interesting indeed. So your current job is as a journalist for the BBC. What personal and professional skills have you developed?
Well, I've developed a kind of commercial awareness. I kind of know what most editors want in an article. I've become more kind of organized and I'm kind of more focused to know to kind of meet those kind of deadlines and get kind of the things done that I need to be done. In addition, on a kind of personal level, I've become more confident within myself in terms of kind of finding my voice and kind of trusting my own instincts to know which is, you know, what is a good article and what isn't, kind of. So that's how I've kind of developed anyway.
Okay, Mr. Groom, thank you for that. As you know, Mr. Groom, this job is based in Hanover. Have you ever lived abroad?
Yes, after university I went traveling and I lived in Australia for 14 months. And then I had a further 12 months traveling in North America and Canada. And then I had 2 years in Paris working for a publishing firm called Lifec. And for that, I was just kind of reading books for potential publication. And also, I was just in my spare time, I was writing kind of music articles for kind of cult, more kind of smaller music magazines. So
okay, in fact, did you write those in English or in French?
In English. It was kind of international. So so it was kind of written in all different languages. So we had so my articles were published in English. So.
Okay, do you speak French?
I'm not fluent. I only can say a certain few words. And
okay, tell me something about yourself. What do you do in your free time? What hobbies? What interests? That sort of thing. What do you?
My free time, in a kind of sporting sense, I enjoy football. I play cricket. I play rugby. I enjoy cycling. But in a kind of more in my spare time for kind of relaxation, I do illustrating, and I do kind of different kind of artwork. So painting, and I do a bit of sculpture too. So.
Okay. What do you consider are your strongest points and your weakest?
My strongest points are that I'm honest and determined. Because I feel like I have to be true to my voice, especially in my writing. It's very important. I want to succeed in kind of challenging the reader in a kind of positive way. My weakest points are maybe I am a little too perfectionist, and perhaps I worry too much about deadlines. So that would be my kind of weak points.
Okay. In terms of deadlines, what do you mean by that?
In terms of getting my kind of deadlines, in terms of getting my article done and that kind of thing. So.
Okay. Have you ever missed any deadlines?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So fingers
Excellent.
crossed. Yeah.
So tell me, why do you want to leave your current job? I know that's a very difficult question, but what makes you want to leave your job?
Well, to be honest, I've been at the BBC now, but I feel like I want to kind of grow artistically, and I know with the Music House magazine here in Hanover that it's very international, and so I feel like I want to be kind of open to new ideas, and I want to kind of learn, and I kind of want to develop. So and I know that I could do that at the Music House magazine here in Hanover.
Sure, excellent. Um, so what kind of challenges are you looking for? I mean, in some senses, some of that you've already answered, but what kind of challenges are you looking for?
Well, the challenges I'm looking for is I want to kind of, well, really, the only challenges I want to keep growing as a writer. I want to kind of develop as a better writer, and in a sense, I want more responsibility. I want to kind of, in a sense, I want to get involved more in the sense of construction of the magazine. So now that you're moving online, I want to be involved more in that, in their kind of editing sense, and just how everything's constructed online. So
Okay, very good.
and the whole layout of the magazine. So.
hmm And what are your career objectives, excuse me, and where do you see yourself in 3 years from now?
Well, from 3 years from time, I'd like to think that I'm kind of part of the integral part of the team of the Music House. I've always been a huge fan of the publication and its development online, so I'd like to be, I'd like to see myself, in a few years still being involved in that. But also, I plan to kind of develop other writing projects, which I've kind of been developing over the years, so a bit of script writing, I would just like to kind of move forward with that in the kind of sense. So just with my writing and just some script work and maybe even a novel. So.
Okay, excellent. Well, that sort of concludes the scripted interview, but I have a question for you, Mr. Groom, which is a very common question in the UK, at least for the interviews that I used to do.
Okay.
The Music House considers itself to be an equal opportunities employer. What do you understand by equal opportunities, and how would you be able to help Mr. Groom to foster that within our company?
So, could you repeat that? So,
what do you understand by equal opportunities?
What I understand is that. Yes.
I'm getting you because we're off the script now, people. So please do apologize. We do apologize. It is a common question, and of course, the answer is about treating everybody equal in terms of race, gender, and sexuality. That is the common and standard answer that you would give in such circumstances, and you might then want to give an example. But it is actually, in at least in public service and probably in the music industry, I would have thought not an unusual question to ask.
Yeah.
So,
Hi.
well done. That really does conclude the interview, and I apologize to spring that on you, Mr. Groom.
That's okay.
But yes, you did very well. And what usually happens now is that we'd be sitting together, and after we've interviewed everybody, and we would be discussing to see if we can offer you a position. But be rest assured, Mr. Groom, that we will let you know as soon as we have an answer.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you. It's nice meeting you anyway. So.
All right then. Well, you take care, and we shall conclude it, and I shall see you. We have two people watching us, by the way, Mr. Groom, in case you're interested.
Okay.
We have three now watching us, so we have quite an audience today.
Okay.
that might obviously go up a little bit more once we start advertising. We should do the sketch a little bit more often. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it'd be good. Each week we'd try to do something different, a new topic each week. So. Yeah.
We could do a different job every week. What do you reckon?
We could do a job. We could do a job.
What do you reckon? Maybe we should. Maybe the audience can request.
Decide what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Business manager for Google, for example, or
Yeah, why not?
that would be a nice position. I think the interview would be a bit tougher. What do you reckon?
Yeah. I'll have to do my research. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Painter and decorator. We could
Painter
do
and
that.
decorator. Yeah.
Yeah. We could. I don't know. Tennis coach.
Tennis coach. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do a
So.
few things. Anyway, I think we'll try and do these fairly regularly, and we'll finish the session for now. And yeah, you take care, Mr. Groom, and
And you.
bye.
Goodbye.